So, are we feeling confident as life coaches today? Are we feeling like you got some value?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because now I'm here to kick you in the butt. Not really. Okay, so this is like your whole life up till now has been just perfect roses. You all are independently wealthy, and this is why you feel drawn to help people out of this huge abundance that you have, because you're so incredible and have had this perfect life. So that makes you qualified to help people in trouble. Or not. But what does make you qualified? Maybe you've been through some crap in your life? Anybody? Some people? Yeah. Yeah. I think that actually, I mean, you could go to university for years and get all of that great training, and I'm not putting that training down. That's wonderful training. But there's something very unique if you've been through extreme life circumstances, which makes you like really super qualified to help someone else who's what? Going through extreme life circumstances. I mean, I think it's amazing after what like you guys have been through. You know, it blesses me to see you like even in the room right now, because there are people that haven't made it this far. Some of those have been my clients, unfortunately. So, I mean, you can't fix everybody. So, congratulations to you guys. Thank you for being here. So, it's what we do. Let me pull my head out here. So, you've had a life full of drama and trauma, and that does make you uniquely qualified. But today's like a new day. We're starting a new chapter in your life today. If you're not already working as a life coach, today you start working as a life coach, and you're turning all of that crap into treasure today. Because what you do from this point forward can save someone's life. I know this. It doesn't guarantee you can save their life. I know that too, but you can help. You have a huge impact on someone's life. That starts today. So, bless you guys for doing this. I mean, it's really impressive. I appreciate that. And you online. Good job for you guys too. Okay. So this is me. I'm David M. Masters. You may have noticed me in the room today. I'm the lead coach, trainer, transfiguration specialist at St. Paul's Free University. And you can find me at davidmmasters.com. And at St. Paul's Free University, sponsors of this event today, we're looking for people to join our team. So if you feel a calling on your heart to make the world a better place, we have a platform to rise you up to that place where you can do like amazing things and really help make the world a better place. You help us out, you help the world out, and there's no more satisfying work than the work that we do with people in the world today. And we make sure that you are kindly remunerated for your efforts as well. So contact us if you want more information on that. And this is why I do what I do. This is my crew. I got some kids. They all turned out great. This one's an actress. You'll friend me on Facebook. You'll find her, and you can see some of the movies that she's been in. Unfortunately, she's mostly covered in blood. She's Seattle's scream queen. So, and then there is my wholesome Girl Scout of America leader right there, and my cybersecurity specialist right there. Some grandkids. This one just had a baby last week, so no picture of her yet. Still trying to get the model release. So I'm blessed. Also the author of the official textbook for Life Coach for therapeutic science. So you're in good hands. And Olympia Life Coach. I'm the original Olympia Life Coach. So if you're local, you probably have heard of that or seen it around, or if that's me. And today you're going to be getting your personal life coach certification. Like, we are going to be on the same team today, you and me. We're team members. And we're going to set you up a lot of tools that you can use that are going to get you to go forward. But it's up to me to verify that you have these basic tools. And so I'm going to review these with you today, and we're going to verify that you have this.
You're going to give us a test?
This is the test right now, baby. You're in it. This room is the lab. Okay, so basically these are the things that we look for in life coaches. So number 1 is confidentiality. Number 2 is tolerance. Number 3 is active listener. Number 4 is supportive. Number 5, adaptive. Number 6, willing to learn. Number 7, filtered empathy. This will be interesting for everybody in this room. 8, identify goals. 9, accountability. And 10, integrity and honor. So, so hang on here.
Like at least one.
We're in for a ride. Yeah. You got to have all 10. Okay.
What's my name? Mama Bear.
Yep.
Mama Bear. Okay, so confidentiality as a personal life coach. Like when I started coaching in the ministry, so I was that guy who wore the collar, right? So, I mean, confidentiality is like the number 1 thing. But, I got to tell you, I wasn't that good of a coach back then. It's like a really narrow mindset. But I could keep a frickin' secret. So, and I can tell you, I'm loaded with them. I've heard stuff you guys wouldn't believe.
As a tax preparer, I couldn't agree with you more.
See? Yeah. Sometimes, God puts you in places where you get access to information that normal people just don't have access to. You don't want to know the truth. You can't handle it. So, in life, we need someone that we can trust. And everyone in this room knows what? You can't trust anybody. Right? Nobody. Except for you should be able to trust your priest.
Not.
Okay. Should be able to trust your priest. And your life coach. Those are the 2 people you should be able to trust.
And my Mama Bear.
And your Mama Bear. But as a life coach, it's up to you. You have to protect your client's interests. So you are the person who can be trusted in the world. God bless you for being one of those people. I mean, no one else is going to keep that. Anyone else they go to is going to trash them or tell their story or whatever. They cannot be honest with anybody except for those 2 people. Not your tax man. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Not your tax woman. So, repeat after me. So raise your right hand. Everybody raise your right hand. Here we go.
I thought it was my last
And
one.
online, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I am a personal life coach.
I am a personal life coach.
I maintain the highest confidence with my clients.
I maintain the highest confidence with my clients.
They can tell me secrets, and I keep their secrets with them.
They can tell me secrets and I keep their secrets with them.
I honor and protect their ability to express themselves.
I honor and protect their ability to express themselves.
Openly and honestly in this sacred environment.
Openly and honestly in this sacred environment.
For I am a personal life coach.
For I am a personal life coach.
We are off to a great start. You guys are great. Number 2, tolerance. Anybody have any idea what that word means? Any clue here?
Says no judgment.
Got to hook you up with Daniel. Who's two smartest guys in the room. She was all over that. Yeah. So tolerance. Tolerance is I allow you to be whoever you are, believe whatever you want to believe, and I expect the same thing from you, right? So I mean, there's no judgment there. So examples, an example of that would be if I'm not saying that I just attract kooks, but in my practice, but if I have someone who just got off of a flying saucer in my room, I don't judge that guy. I don't say, let's see if we can get you some medication. That's not my first card. My first card is, well, let's talk about this. What's going on? And I go right to the first thing, right? I'm going to let them tell their truth, and I'm going to help them keep their secret and let them express all of that. Yeah, later, there might be medication involved, and we might be referring them to somebody else. That might happen. But the primary thing is that you just have to honor their world, right? Because it's going to be different than yours. And people experience all kind of different things. So, flying saucers good with you guys?
Yep. One of my favorite quotes, and I literally have it plastered all over my office. It's from Mother Teresa. If you judge something, you don't have time to love it.
Mother Teresa quote, if you judge something, you don't have time to love it. That's really a good one. Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. I'm going to put that on my wall.
Dealing with interpersonal stuff, I add on to the end of that, and that includes you.
And that includes you, yeah. That's really good. Thank you for sharing that. So, can anyone give me an example of a time when you were tolerant of someone who believed something different than you? Anybody?
Every day.
I mean, flying saucers? No flying saucers? Bigfoot? I can tell you, I've heard some crazy stories. I believe I have this thing now that I call the truth continuum. So anytime anybody says anything, it's in the truth continuum. I might not resonate with it, but I'm not going to judge that person. I'm going to assume that whatever they're saying is true somewhere, some dimension, some time and space that I'm not connected to, right? It's in the truth continuum. Rather than say, you're crazy, which is what we're kind of programmed to do with people. It's like, you say something that it doesn't resonate with me, you're a nutcase. Well, I don't believe that's true. I believe it's in the truth continuum. It's all true. And I'll tell you what, once you believe that, you don't have anything to argue with anybody. But you can just take all your arguments and throw them in the trash. You're done. Not going to argue ever again. So something to consider in your life coaching business is the truth continuum. So when you're doing when you're practicing tolerance in your coaching business, you're providing sacred space. It's not about you, it's about your client, right? And it's your client's world and universe, and you allow to let it be. I mean, that space, that's your client's space now that you're in when you're with your client. It's not your space. Now, when they leave, you might need to sage or whatever. but for that time, it was them. So everybody agree that you can be tolerant? Everybody? You want to go back to that previous slide, or did you get that? Did you get you got it, good job. Okay, so everybody agrees? I didn't get that. Let me try it again. One more time. Everybody? Okay. All right. Okay, you need to have this skill set, right? You need to be an active listener. Anybody gonna give me a clue on what active listening is?
What?
And you have any? That was good. Thank you.
What kind of clues would you like?
Yeah. Okay. So active listening is basically you're not here to like. This is like, when I first got started in the ministry and in coaching, I wasn't a good coach. I was like, because I had this narrow path that I had to like funnel people into, right? So I was kind of like, I look back on it now and I think like, I was kind of a bully coach. I was actually bullying people into like fit into the round hole when it was a square peg. Now I'm ashamed, so I hope you forgive me for that. Everyone in this room, I ask you for my forgiveness. Is that okay with you guys? It's like, but it was part of my journey. Like for me, I was really passionate about the work I was doing at that time. You know why? Because God loved me. And you know what? Nobody else did. So I was just doing the best I could with what I had. So, yeah. Okay, so you're not going to tell your client how it is, like I used to do, right? You don't tell them how it is. You let them tell you how it is. You listen, and then after you tell me something, like you just got off the spaceship, right? I'm like, so you say you just got off a spaceship. What kind of spaceship was it? I mean, was it a big one? Was it a little one? Try to get more clarification. Feed that back to them what they're saying to you in their own words. Oh, don't do that to me. That'd be the day. We're having karaoke after. If we can get the karaoke machine to work.
This is where you learn to ad-lib, huh?
Yeah, which I can do that as well. I'll need one of those. I'll have to pull a Daniel and get the packet. Do I need a packet, Daniel? I got my AV guy working on it. He's the smartest guy I know, so it's not going to be that long.
There's another laptop in here.
Oh, yeah. Did everybody get signed up, by the way? Okay. Okay, we're on active listening. So, active listening is also. No, I don't want to jump ahead. So, active listening is the fact where you're sharing with your client sharing with you, you're feeding it back to them in your own words. If you want to rephrase it, make sure they get it, and then you want to ask them, is there more about that? Can you help clarify that for me? Or maybe I'm not getting it because I don't really know what an alien looks like. And I'm not really, you said it was gray, that's just a color to me. I don't know what it looks like. Maybe you can draw it on a piece of paper and show me what that looks like. I mean, but you want to connect with your client. It's their journey, not yours. So that's the active listening. And then the next thing on the list, number 4, is to be completely supportive. So has anyone in this class ever felt like there was a key person in their life that supported them when you don't get to say, because I know you're going to say.
I'm already like thumb touching.
I know. Wait. Someone else, where a key person that showed up in your life by surprise and was terribly supportive to you, and it changed your life. Anybody want to share an example? Let's start here. Okay.
I'm sorry, but this is a stupid one.
Oh,
Driving over the Rocky Mountains, I nearly gave up driving a 26-foot trailer hauling my car, and it was going about 2 miles per hour, and I pulled over to the side of the road and cried, got out of the car, and there was somebody standing there. And they said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I can't get up the road." He said, "Why?" I said, "It's going so slow, I think it's going to stop." He said, "Oh no, you don't have to worry about that. It won't stop. You can make it over the mountain." Like,
Did you just say you thought that was going to be silly?
yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I know. Oh my God. So
And he said
how is
it-
your feeling about that? I mean, how did you feel about who
Well,
that was?
it was pretty
I mean,
weird,
you
I
pull
tell
over in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I was driving on this highway and I just like gave up and pulled over. I mean, there was a place to pull over.
Mhm.
And there was a car there, but I hadn't noticed it when I pulled
Mhm.
over. I was just in tears,
Mm-hmm.
feeling like, you know, I've tried to do this terrible thing. I've got my cat with me and everything
Mhm.
I own and my car and the trailer. And anyway, I got out and this guy was like all dressed in white and with white hair.
Oh dear God. I hope you're going to enroll in our angels class. Right?
Amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And when he said that, I believed him.
Of course you did.
And I
yeah.
got back in the car and I drove over the mountain.
I love that. That's. I don't know if anyone wants to compete with that one.
No.
But can we have something a little more?
Yeah, like
Any,
your mom.
another story? That's incredible. Oh my God.
Strangers come out of nowhere sometimes and can be angels.
Yes, true. So, have you had more than one angelic visitation? Oh, well, she's one of the lucky ones. Yes.
For us, when we first met,
Yeah.
what really brought us together is that
Mhm.
we were in a group together, and we didn't know each other at the time, and she said,
Mhm.
somebody should do a witch's tea. And I just picked up with the idea and ran with it, and I got the witch's tea started, and she was a big supporter of getting it going and just helping me get it all organized. But she had the idea, I ran with it, and then she helped me get it and keep it going. So
Can you tell me what a witch's tea is?
it's when a bunch of us witches get together and we drink tea.
Is there anything in the tea?
No, because we usually meet in a public place.
Not yet, but we
Yeah. Okay.
So, no, but we get together and we just talk about our
yeah.
various witchy topics.
Witchy top. That's great. Yeah, it's a
So
good support
just
group.
It's a,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
pretty much what it was. It's just a support group for
Mhm.
solitude witches.
Uh-huh. So is it to like a community event now? Did you?
I moved
Yeah.
out of the area on which the witches tea started, and I handed the reins over to somebody else.
Uh-huh.
I haven't really followed on how it's been
Oh.
holding up.
That's great.
Is it still
It
going?
is still going.
Yeah.
It's still going.
And
There
for
you go.
me, my best
Oh,
friend
here we go.
helped me. I got really involved with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention.
Bless you.
And,
Bless you.
I got you.
Yeah.
So we do walks, and I
Uh-huh.
was in New York. It was on our wedding anniversary,
Mm-hmm.
and my best friend said, "Keep going," because my husband was there in the room. I wouldn't leave her alone. So it was hard because those walks are anywhere from 15 to 18 miles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And boy, was he being obnoxious.
So this is. Oh, very good. Thank you. This was an ex that passed
My
over.
husband.
That passed over. It was.
She does
So-
these walks because her husband killed himself.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people, but that one impacted me the most. It was our wedding anniversary. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to go to New York again this year for the same walk.
Another walk. Yeah. Hmm. Well, good job. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Yeah. Ah. I know. A lot of these things happen. So I've had visitation from the other side as well. So anyone else want to? Yes.
I have to tell you about how I was first introduced to life coaching was I was at Discover You, and one of the people from one of the groups that I belong to was walking by, and she says, "Oh, by the way, if you ever need a life coach, I'm a life coach." I never knew that, anything about that. And then a few years later, we connected, and I really needed a life coach because I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it, and she helped me through some of the hardest places of my life at that time. But I had no idea that it would be just before our daughter went missing and our son committed suicide. And but it was that life coaching that helped us cross that bridge that was so painful. That's why it attracted me when I saw the certification, because I thought, gosh, if I could help someone like she helped me.
There you go. Yeah. And I know I buried a child as well, so it's there's nothing, you should never have to do that. Yeah, no, that's not good. Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else? It's a time when that's enough. Wow. Let me pull myself together here, find out where woo! Somebody call the cops. Somebody stop me. Oh, hello? Hello? Oh, there we go. No, it's not. You know, I act like I really have it together up here, you know, so. But I mean, that's because, well, I'll share more about that when we get to the empath piece. Okay. Oh, we forgot to get everybody to affirm that they were going to actively listen. Everybody down for that? Okay. Everybody online? All right. Okay. So, in the supportive role as a coach, thank you guys. This you know, there's a lot of love in this room, so I just wanted to thank you guys for that. So, your job is to encourage, challenge, and even dare them to try different perspectives, to think outside the box. You can give them what ifs. I love what ifs. What ifs are powerful. When you're communicating with someone and they're like stuck on a track, you can say, well, what if you were, like if they're getting kicked out by their landlord, you know, you could say, well, what if you put on the shoes of your landlord? What do you think your landlord's going through? What do you know, who's he responsible to? What kind of pressure is he under? You know, that can help kind of like break the trance that they're stuck in, because you get kind of stuck in a mode. So you want to get them to consider different alternatives, but you never want to tell them what to do, because, and this isn't actually, you know, back when I was in the God business, you know, we told everybody what to do. But now, actually, you could go to jail for telling people what to do. So you don't want to do that, right? You want to give them the tools. You want to give them everything, make them think of every possibility and let them pick what's good for them, whatever it is. And you might not agree with them robbing the bank, but if that's what they choose to do, it's their responsibility from there. Yes?
When our son committed suicide, he was going through a divorce, and he and his wife had started to see a counselor. And then she stopped seeing the counselor. He was still going, and the counselor was doing mindfulness training. And after he died, I was so mad. I was furious. I thought, what kind of counselor is this that couldn't have known that he was going to kill himself? What kind of training is this mindfulness that makes him supposed to be thinking about things? It took me a long time to move out of that, because I wanted to blame somebody, anybody.
Yeah.
It was so hard to accept he made a choice. And my husband was the one who said, it starts there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow, it does. When it's quite an action when someone actually does take their own life. I mean, they only do that because they feel like they got to a place where there was no other option. You know, as dark a place as that is, and it is a choice that they make. I made that choice and failed. So, thank God for that. So, I never tell my clients what to do. I am 100% committed to supporting my clients and what they do without judgment. That's like my personal philosophy when I'm working with them. And so, you're going to repeat after me. You can join with me in this philosophy. I never tell my clients what to do.
I never tell my clients what to do.
I am 100% committed to
I am 100% committed to
supporting my clients
supporting my clients
and what they do
and what they do
without judgment,
without judgment.
period.
Period.
There we go. You guys got it. Now, adaptive. I don't know why every time I think about being adaptive, I think of a scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark where he tells his partner to go blend in with the crowd and he gets arrested right away. So, I mean, but you want to blend in. You want to be have an association with your client that supersedes any other relationship he could have with anyone else except for people that he feels comfortable with. So you want to make that person feel comfortable with you. So you need to be adaptive. And when a great quote is coming up. We're not there yet. So when someone tells you that you want to be adaptive to your client, right? Your first thing is to get a little defensive usually, and you're gonna like, oh, I'm not going to compromise myself. You know, I don't want to be a chameleon. I don't want to be who I'm not. You know, the person that I'm not. But the key in point is you want to walk a mile in your client's shoes. And so you need to allow this space to be adaptive to your client. And this is it. It's St. Paul. He says, like his thing, I'm going to tell you, the cool thing about St. Paul is, I mean, regardless of what you feel about like religion, this isn't like a religious talk, but he was like Jesus's PR guy. So he never even knew Jesus. He came on the scene afterwards, right? And we wouldn't even know about Jesus if it wasn't for that guy. So I just think he's an incredible, just from a marketing perspective, the guy's amazing, right? So I have a lot of respect for him. But like when he was communicating with people, he said this: I am become all things to all men, that by all means I might save some. What an incredible quote. I mean, like, so if I'm meeting with a tax person, I might want to associate with that person as a tax person would, right? I want to share that common ground. If I'm talking to someone who's Jewish, I'm not going to say, oh, well, I'm not Jewish, so we got nothing to talk about. I'm going to say, wow, that's really great. Let's pretend I'm a Jew for a minute, and you tell me what that would look like. Let's share this space. So you make shared space with people instead of keeping separation. I can tell you, separation is like the biggest conspiracy on the planet. Because if they can keep us separate, then we're going to stay helpless, right? So hang on there. We're doing good. So it's not a compromise, but you're willing to take the back seat for someone else's benefit. So it's like, I don't need any of the glory. I mean, just like your life coach didn't need any credit for that transformation that took place, right? They didn't need that. They'd let you go through that whole process like you did it on your own. They were like invisible, really. Just kind of just gently nudging you along and letting you find your own way. So you're allowing the client to have that experience and let them take the glory for it. And then, after they leave, get the sage out. And so this is really great. I alluded to this before, but life coaching has allowed me to share experiences with my clients, which I would never have had the chance to share, not in a million years or thousands of lifetimes, just by being adaptive. I mean, I've witnessed secondhand so much that is going on on this planet. It's almost, it's crazy. So, repeat after me. I am highly adaptive.
I am highly adaptive.
I'm willing to take the back seat.
Willing to take the back seat
For the benefit of my client.
for the benefit of my client.
I am compassionate.
I am compassionate
When my client is struggling.
when my client is struggling.
And I celebrate his or her wins.
And I celebrate his or her wins
Enthusiastically.
enthusiastically.
Because when the times are good, man, you need to cash in on all the good you can get, right? So, I mean, if your client has routinely been having like a bad day, all of a sudden had a great day, it's like buy them lunch. Celebrate. Get them a flower. Do something. I mean, do something to like key that in. Now, life coaches are willing to learn. I mean, we're talking about constant and never-ending improvement. And we learn from our clients, our peers, and other coaches. And we have a Facebook group for you guys right here. So we just started it for you and for us. So it's a safe place where we can interact. So you'll be getting an email. Everybody signed up, so you'll be getting an email from us with a link and an invitation to come and join that. And then as you're moving through your practice, if you need any help, we're there for you, right? And you're there for us. We'll ask you for help too, because just because I've been doing this for years doesn't make me an expert, I mean, in some ways it does, but I mean, every encounter I have with another person is like I'm starting all over again, if it's a new person. So, because I'm willing to learn. Exactly. So make sure you do join our Facebook group, and you guys online too. There is a form online that you can fill out. There's a link for that that we put up for you, and you can join the Facebook group as well. So you'll meet some of the people who are watching online as well. So, are you willing to learn?
Always.
Everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Moving right along. Okay, this is great. Filtered empathy. Well, you're not going to hear about this in any other coaching class. This is like part of my brand. So you're just not going to get this. But I got some really cool tools for you. So most personal life coaches are empaths and that are sensitive to certain circumstances, situations, or emotional vibrations, which could leave you vulnerable, right? So just like I was, right? But it's important that we protect ourselves first. You want to be there for your client, but you got to protect yourself. So I got a couple of tricks here up my sleeve. And one is, I care, but not too much. Now, don't ever say that to your clients. This is only for you, right? Don't ever say that to your client. I don't care how much you want to say.
Tell them not my circus.
Do not say that to your client. But this is for you. This is kind of the mindset you want to get into. You're like, I do care, but I'm not going to let this destroy me, right? I care, but I am not going to. So like when they start to spiral into this negative vibration, you don't go with them in the negative vibration. You center yourself and you figure out a way to keep your feet on the ground. While they're going through their process, you're still supportive, right? But you're not going with them. So I also found that another thing that worked out, you've heard other people talk about it today too is Reiki. It's some kind of a crazy thing. Like at Olympian Life Coach, I work with other life coaches, and the other coaches are always talking about this energy work that they were doing. And people would come in and pay them for the energy work. I was like, okay, what is this stuff? So, being the constant, never-ending seeker of knowledge, I went down that Reiki path, became a master. But the most important thing about it was I learned how to flow energy, right? So learning to flow energy is great when you're working with a client. I'm not saying anyone should go take a Reiki class or anything like that. I'm just saying that for me, this worked for me, and I found a way to adapt it to my ministry as a coach so that when someone puts negative energy in the room and on me, and when I'm likely to take it on and get sick to my stomach and dizzy and all that stuff that happens to us when we get wild with emotions, someone else's negative emotion, I can just let that stuff flow right through me. And it doesn't get stuck in my body anymore. So I'm just saying that was kind of a neat tool that you might want to think about it. So everybody repeat after me. I care, but not too much. Okay, say it with me. That's fine. Now, identifying goals is the reason, it's number 8, but it's the reason that people come to us. Usually people are like, they want to have a better life. And they're having trouble seeing the forest through the trees, you know. I mean, so they come to us because we have an aerial perspective. I mean, they're out there whacking the bushes in the forest or the jungle, trying to make their way through there. And then they're like, okay, well, I got this. And then all of a sudden, oh, look, there's a clearing. And look, there's a nice clear path. It'll be easy from here. And then they go down the path and they're like, wait a minute, this all looks familiar. And they've been going around in a circle. It's like, oh, crap. That's why they need us. They need us to be, you know, in the tower with our eyeglasses saying, oh, hey, look, there's something over the ridge over there. You know, go that way. You know, so, because they can't see it. So we do help identify and set and achieve goals. I mean, we don't do that for them, but we help them find them, right? And it is the primary reason that they seek out a coach to chart a course, and they get lost in the jungle, and we have the aerial view. So, will you help your clients keep the equipment running? So, will you help your clients identify goals?
Yes.
Yeah, anybody? How about show of hands? People who are going to help their clients identify goals. Okay. Okay. And now number 9 is accountability partner. It's another one of those big things that they come to us for, right? And it's not everybody wants that. Like at Olympian Life Coach, there's a lot of different styles of coaches, counselors, and consultants. And they have all different styles. And people come to them for all different kinds of reasons. And some people just like to come in and pay somebody $100 just to hear them talk. And that makes them feel better. It's okay. You know, there's no judgment about that. That's fine too. But if I'm working like with clients and they just want to talk, that doesn't work really good for me because I'm the accountability guy, right? And then I learned something from Mark Victor Hansen, who I worked with for a while, and he said, he taught me this technique which just made the efficacy of my coaching go crazy, was to do is really simple. So it goes like this. You take a step, and then you take a step, and then you take a step. That's it. That's the secret. But your client's doing the same thing, right? You take a step, and your client takes a step, and you take a step, and if your client doesn't take the next step, then I refer them to another coach, right? Only because that's my target market. I work with people who are, you know, they're kicking ass and taking names. You know, they're changing the world, right? There's a song to that. There is?
it's on the Christmas, one of the movies, the Snow Lord sings, take one step in front of the other.
There you go.
You'll be walking out the door.
There you go. Okay, so there you go. There's a song for it. Yeah, now we know. Okay, so anyone in here want to be an accountability partner? I mean, this one's actually optional, but I'd like to see the hands of everybody who really wants to do that, right? It really help people make a difference and change their lives. Okay, all right. And then, oh, we're back. We're back. I don't know we don't usually have all these technical issues. It's because we're doing too much good work. So we've already established that you want to do that. Now, integrity and honor. So what is integrity? They say that it's doing the right thing. That it's doing the right thing when nobody's looking, right? That's integrity, right? You don't have anybody to impress, but you're still doing the good work. You're doing the good thing. That's integrity, but it's also a reliable pattern of behavior so that people know what to expect from you almost under any circumstance. That's integrity as well. So that is the kind of practice that you want to have as a life coach. Gosh, I apologize for running over time. So, and honor, you want to have integrity and honor. Honor is adhering to high ethical standards, and so you don't influence or manipulate clientele. I mean, you let them do their own thing, right? You could, like in that kind of caretaking relationship, you could totally mess with somebody, right? And you could, but we don't do that, right? So we just don't. But you do challenge and support them, and you don't have weird relationships with them. You know, you don't have them washing your car, or yeah, I know. and you don't have sex with them. Okay, let's just get that out there. You don't do it. Okay, so everybody in here willing to do integrity and honor? Repeat after me. I promise not to have sex with my clients. I will operate my coaching efforts in a professional manner with integrity and honor. Okay. So that was it. We did it. Good job, guys. Okay, so I want to tell you that we have something coming up. On the 18th of February, we're going to be back here, and we're starting our master class for life coaches. So I don't know if any of you are interested, but if you are, there are people in the room who have paid $5,000 for this kind of coaching, and no disrespect to them. This is a $5,000 course, but anyone in this room, it's 10 weeks long. It's 2 hours on Tuesday nights right here, and you can attend online. If today it's like $100 for each episode, so that's $1,000. And if you're in the room and if you're online right now, you save another $100. So it's $900 if you want to sign up today. If you want to take advantage of that offer, which takes place here, February 18th, starts here, then you have to sign up online today. So you'll get an email from us with a link, and you can sign up. All you have to do is put down a $100 deposit, you're in. So if you want to do that, then you have the opportunity to do that, and we start working together. Also, your certificates will be here on the 18th. So if you don't, even if you're not in the class, show up here. We'll have your certificates, and you can take a picture with us as well. And that's it. You guys can go. I love you.